Nicole Auerbach back here at the NFL Combine with linebacker Danny Stutsman.
Danny Stutsman out here with Nicole.
Oh,
Great to be on.
okay, great. Yes, we are repeating everything that we're doing today. So first of all, I got to say I'm a little disappointed. No crazy hairstyles. Like that was one of your trademarks at Oklahoma.
I know, currently not at the moment. My mother was kind of sick of the perms and the dye, and I think it was time to let my hair actually repair and become healthy.
Okay.
And so
did you have to go to a hairdresser and be like, I need to undo all of this damage?
Yeah, at times. In Oklahoma, I was blessed to actually have a hairdresser, and she would do everything, no questions asked. So it was really a great situation. But now that I don't have that luxury, it's just go to a barbershop and just say, give me a 4 and cut it all off.
Well, you're also now, this is the most important job interview that you've ever had. Got to be a little bit more serious. You have such a great personality, and you were, one of the great personalities in all of college football. How do you pair that with the seriousness of what's at stake this week at the Combine?
For sure. I mean, obviously, once you're here, it's time to get serious. There's obviously times where you can meet some of the new guys, you just kind of develop a relationship like that. But, when you're doing the interviews, you're getting ready for the Combine, it's time to lock in, flip that switch, and just get ready to go.
So I want to talk a little bit about your career at Oklahoma. You are Mr. Oklahoma. You spawned T-shirts, right? Okay, your motivational speeches. What does this place mean to you? Having the impact and the community and everything that you went through, which also was a very interesting time for Oklahoma football. You committed sight unseen during COVID. Looking back on it, how did it work out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a Florida boy, didn't really know too much about the Oklahoma history and, the culture that they had. But once I was there, I fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with all the people there. Then once Coach Venables got hired, he really took that relationship to a next level. And I think by the end of it, I'm so proud to be an Okie, be a Sooner. It's just an incredible experience. Everything they have to offer, the small campus, just the small atmosphere, really a true college town. And the relationships I've built there with, staff and faculty, to just dudes you see on campus, it's been incredible and best 4 years I could ever have.
So you thought about declaring for the draft last year. What made the decision come back and do an extra year?
Yeah, so I was declared out. I called Coach Venables, and we're on the phone. I'm like, look, I'm gone. Thank you so much for the past 3 years. It's been incredible. And somehow, I guess he had a Twitter leak or something, because I checked my phone. It's Danny Stutsman has declared. I'm like, how? I thought it was gonna be very low key, and it just didn't feel right. At night I wasn't sleeping too well. Put a lot of thought and prayer into it, and it was a really tough decision. And it didn't sit right with myself. And then doing a group project of had to graduate, wanted to get that degree, and Coach Venables calls me, and I'm like, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm gonna take this call, be right back. Next thing you know, it's a 2-hour call, and the project gets handled over there. I'm like,
that's
look,
what group projects are for, though, right? Everyone else to lift you up.
They understood. It worked out. I promised I was going to do all the presenting. They didn't have to worry about that aspect of it. But Coach Venables gave me a call. He's like, I think you're making the wrong decision. And I was like, Coach, it's crazy you said that, because I feel like I'm in the exact same headspace right now. I was like, just I want to come back and play for you one more year. And he's like, all right, then let's do it. We got a lot of work to do. And from that moment, right after that, I felt peace. It was the best decision I could have made. Got an A on the project, so it all worked out.
I'm glad
great.
about that.
That
was worried.
That was the most important part.
Yes,
I was really mad I missed out on that.
So then you get to be part of Oklahoma's first year in the SEC and kind of ushering this new era. How strange was that? I guess you're going in with Texas, who you guys hate, right? So that helps. So you're bringing in a rivalry. But what's that experience like this season?
It's definitely different. Everything's bigger in the SEC, and obviously we had faced a lot of adversity, and the season didn't go the way we wanted to. We faced a lot of injury, but the experience, to play those teams, go to those stadiums, go to those environments was, it's one of a kind. I was so blessed to have that.
Was there one that you were so excited to see or to play in?
Auburn, I think. I wish we would have had a night game. Auburn and LSU were two. I think LSU's was it was during Thanksgiving, so a lot of the students weren't there.
It wasn't as
it wasn't
feisty.
It wasn't prime time, what I've heard. But probably if we better records, it would have been a bigger game. But it was still an incredible experience. In Auburn, the swag serve and all that it was really cool to see, and just kind of the what they have going on, all the tradition there was incredible. But having Alabama come to our place, number 7 ranked Alabama win and then storm the field.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time since 2000 when we played Nebraska they stormed the field, and it was awesome.
Yeah, you've had these highs and the lows, but you've had the highs as well as your time at Oklahoma. When you are learning from someone like Brent Venables, who has such a great defensive mind, and then you decide to come back and have this extra year to get yourself ready to be here, How does he help you do that? Like, what did you work on this past year to prepare yourself for the pros?
For sure. So obviously, every single year you're getting more familiar with the defensive scheme that he has, and he actually brought one of his old assistants from Clemson, Coach Zach Alley.
Yep.
And Coach was a younger guy, around 29 years old, and it was great for him, because Coach Venables obviously head coach, doesn't have all the hours of the day to be with help an older guy. He expects me to just kind of do it all on my own. But Zach Alley was always there. He's a young guy, he's ambitious like myself. And if I ever need anything, if I ever want to just watch tape with him, he was always available to me and coaching me up and see stuff that Coach Venables didn't see, just a different eye, different perspective. It was huge. And I think he really elevated my game to that next level.
If you had an hour with anyone, any NFL linebacker, past or present, to pick their brain to train with them, who would it be?
Past or present. That opens up a huge selection.
No rules.
I think it's a really, a typical response. I'd say Luke Kuechly.
Yeah,
I think that would be pass. I think that's a linebacker, who you really admire, just watching his game and how he prepared, how he took that to the next level. And I think if I could pick a current one too, I'd say Fred Warner. I think he's the pinnacle of the position right now, just how elite he is and how he plays. Those would be two dreams come true.
When you finish this week, after all your interviews, all your workouts, what are you hoping that people take away from you?
I'm a competitor. I hope they can see, kind of my leadership. Meeting with everybody. Obviously they see it on the tape, they see it on the field, see what the kind of word on the street is, but I hope they get to see it firsthand. All
right. Well, and unfortunately, no crazy hairdos though.
No crazy hairdo. On my little credentials card, I have some braids on there.
Okay.
And so people look at that and like, do we have the wrong guy? And I'm like, it was just a phase, I swear.
Well, or like multiple phases. But you do still have a horns down tattoo, right? Like
I can't get rid of that one.
Okay.
There's no scrubbing it
off.
No
scrubbing that one. When did you decide to do that?
After 2023 when we played Texas. Me and some of the guys went through. And it was really weird. So we're like at the tattoo parlor and like frat guys come in and they're like, that's so cool. And then like they just get the tattoo with us.
Oh, really?
And then I've been walking. One time I was walking in Norman on campus, and some dude, some French dude, he's definitely like a foreign exchange student, stops me and he's like, look. He starts pointing out his pants, and he shows me his tattoo, and I'm like, oh wow. So it's it made a big cultural thing.
And listen,
it's really
you
cool.
Can't get a 15-yard penalty for horns down when it's a tattoo.
Exactly. But yeah, you're not wrong.
That's the main takeaway. Well, Danny Stutsman, one of the best linebackers in this draft class. Thank you so much for the time. Wishing you the best of luck.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be on here.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.